get past the gatekeeper every time. In this video taken from the salesman.org archives, you're going to learn how to beat the gatekeeper without using any weird, manipulative tricks or tactics so that you can reach the buyer and get more deals done more often. So let's jump right into it. To set things up, I want to give you a very quick example of a call I made to a massive enterprise organization recently to sell them a bunch of sales school memberships. I literally had the call transcribed from an audio recording, so what I'm going to read out to you now is very literally what was said. So me ringing through, and I'm going to do both the other individual and then myself. So, hi, this is Henry speaking. How may I help you? I said, good morning, Henry. This is Will Barron from Sales School. How are you doing today? They said, how may I help you? I said, please put me through to Mr. X's personal assistant. Switchboard said, one moment, please. Then I got through to the personal assistant. They said, Mr. X's office, Margaret speaking. I said, good morning, Margaret. It's Will from the Sales School. How are you doing? They said, I am well. I said, hey, is Mr. X in yet? The personal assistant said, yes, he is. I said, literally, very simply, good stuff. Can you pass me on to him? Thanks. There was a mumble. And yeah, sure, just a moment, I'll connect you. That is what most salespeople fear. Just that gatekeeper, getting a roadblock on the phone when you pick it up and you're trying to get through to someone. By just being polite, assertive. Obviously, it's not always going to be that easy, but most of the time, especially as more and more millennials, and I'm a millennial, move into the workforce and they start hiding behind email, social media, social selling, it's going to get easier to speak to people on the phone over time. Now, I'm not recommending that you spend all day going through a list of individuals and just cold calling them, spamming them. But being assertive and calm and cool on the phone, as we're going to cover in this workshop, is a real differentiator. So then I jumped on the phone with Mr. X. He works in the C-suite. I don't know why I'm trying to make this so anonymous. He's the CEO of an organization that's doing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, and they could drive hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year, over multiple years, hopefully, if everything goes well, in revenue for the sales school. So let's run through the transcript of how that conversation went. So Mr. X said, hi, Mr. X speaking. I said, good morning, Mr. X. This is Will Barron with the sales school. Just a quick call, sir, and may I get straight to the point? Mr. X says, of course. I said, I know now is likely not a good time, so later in this week I'd like to speak with you on the phone to discuss how we can guarantee your sales team success or your money back, but only if that can be of benefit to you. Because to see if I can help, I have a quick question. Is that okay? Mr. X said, well, sure, okay, but I'm incredibly busy, and it says inaudible in the transcript. He's probably typing or something in the background. So then I said, so on average, less than half of your industry's sales team are hitting their sales targets. Now, I don't need to dive into your numbers right now, but clearly we need to know each other a little bit and build a little bit of trust before you can give us that data. But how you feel about your sales team not hitting target, having high turnover because of this, then your competitor, Company Y, having just launched this new service point, is it worth looking into? Mr. X then said, well, of course, I'm always looking to improve our sales team's performance. I said, fantastic. Well, that is precisely why I'm calling you today. The sales school content and testing covers areas of performance that most often leads sales professionals to underperforming. Typically, they're unsure of what to do day to day and they don't have a process that motivates them to do the simple sales tasks that matter. We're that confident in our success rates that we guarantee each person who joins the sales school will hit their sales target. Otherwise, we give them a full refund over a 12-month period. Mr. X says, okay, this sounds great, but I can't speak to you right now. How about we connect during the week? I said, okay, let's do Wednesday morning around 9 p.m. GMT. And from this point, you get the picture, and I've got the meeting booked. This should show how simple generating sales leads can be via the phone, as long as you've got a good grasp on the needs of your potential partner and the people you're trying to connect with. And again, you're confident and you're assertive in the way that you speak to them. But Will, cold calling sucks. I, quote unquote, hate doing it. Well, I want to kind of push back on that a little bit, because do you really hate it? Really? I mean, I hate seeing my family upset. I hate when someone, heaven forbid, dies. And if you're using the word hate in any other context, I suggest you rethink the words that you're using to describe your day-to-day. Now, lots of people might mildly dislike cold calling, and that's fine. So let's look at why that might be the case for you. The reason is typically simple. When cold calling, most people experience a lot more failure and rejection than success. This is fine, and the sooner you accept this, the sooner that you're going to understand that just part of the selling process. With all that said, I don't believe that there's any room in the marketplace for sneaky cold calling tactics or just blindly spamming a list of potential partners when hunting for new business. We need to be slightly more sophisticated in our calls to be able to turn them from cold calls to hot calls, to be able to add value on the phone within the first 10 seconds so they can really grab people's attention and hopefully close business from this. So the chart on the screen right now shows the difference between an old school cold call and the new modern way to do it. We have the traditional approach versus the modern approach. So the traditional approach of trying to close the sale on one call or being respectful of the partner's time, doing discovery questions on the cold call or gathering relevant information beforehand before we even pick up the phone, throwing everything into your pipeline versus highly qualifying partners before making the call, being happy to get I'll think about it or give me a call next week versus having the self-confidence, the confidence in your product or service and the assertiveness to narrow things down to a real yes or no. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe, leave a comment below what you thought about the video and the content itself, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.